You're not ready for what's about to happen here, because in this episode of One Piece, one of the 5 elders descended from the skies like a full-blown demon. He doesn't just ignore allies, he executes anyone who dares look at him. The whole atmosphere turns into a horror movie. So buckle up, because from now on, Egghead isn't just an island, it's a declared hellscape. The episode starts with Atlas laying down the law to the pacifists, ordering them to fill the Marines with bullets, and they didn't even have time to wet their pants after that. Frankie was getting more hyped with every bit of destruction the pacifistas caused, while Vegapunk seemed to be descending straight into hell. Still, he said it was all good because the tires were made of clouds, matching perfectly with the Cloud Road. Sanji activates his Simp Haki to lock onto Bonnie's location, and somehow, it actually works. His Simp Haki might just surpass any other Haki in One Piece. Frankie doubts his skills, but Sanji proudly claims it's never failed. He can't wait, so he bolts out to rescue her. I just hope he doesn't pull a P. Diddy. Meanwhile, the NPCs are getting wrecked by the big-ass robots, and Bonnie zones out because the pacifistas look like her dad, and she nearly books a one-way trip to go see her mom. She becomes a target for multiple Marines and has to activate her spidey senses to dodge the bullets. Then she fires back and ages them up to Queen Elizabeth level before running away. But suddenly, her biggest trauma shows up in front of her, blocking her path. It's none other than Vice Admiral Bluegrass, with the most oddly specific devil fruit. She can control anything she rides. I don't know what kind of drugs Oda's on, but I'd love to place an order. So she decides to kill Bonnie to restore her affected allies, and once again Bonnie freezes up, remembering her father, unable to defend herself. Luckily, Sanji arrives just in time, telling her to snap out of it if she doesn't want to die. He reminds her those robots aren't her father, but some extra interrupts him before he can finish the sentence. That nasty old hag goes to strike again, but another pacifista stops her, and Einstein finally shows up to give them a ride. In the lab, Nami and Usopp lay Robin down somewhere like she's about to be buried. Nami calls everyone to leave, but Stussy, who had just been poked, says she's staying behind to do something. Judging by Edison's face, she's about to make a sacrifice, and Nami tells her they'll meet again. Meanwhile, Saturn is waiting for the wine to kick in before he throws his little party. Zoro and the furry catboy are clashing hard. The furry catboy starts sucking up to Kizaru like a true bootlicker, acting all superior and saying Zoro can't beat him. Luffy is dodging Kizaru's cracked out attacks like Spider-Man. Adam Sandler says he's got his reasons for wanting to kill poor old Vegapunk, and Luffy, of course, couldn't care less. Tiger Boy tries to sneak up on Zoro, but Zoro's locked in and blocks it. He tries to mess with Zoro's mind, but Zoro's brain is armor-plated. Kizaru says he needs to finish his mission and can't waste time with Luffy, launching an attack. Luffy dodges flawlessly and says his mission is to stop Adam Sandler. Old Man Planet is almost ready to join the action, just waiting for that wine glass to fall. Kizaru chickens out and flees. The cursed wine glass finally falls, and with it comes an overwhelming presence that makes the entire island tremble. The sky darkens, and even the Marines have no idea what's going on. The geezer orders the pacifistas to stop. Atlas tries to give a new order, but nothing works. That's because the only ones above the Vegapunks in authority are those bastard elders. A monstrous spider appears with a crazy aura, forming a pentagram on the ground and sending anyone nearby straight to the grave. Just to be safe, Sanji tells them to get to higher ground. A vice admiral passes on the call to the soldiers that the old man is heading to Egghead, and no one below the rank of Commodore is allowed to look at him. Naturally, everyone there freaks out. An explosion goes off, and Vegapunk can't believe one of the 5 elders came to pay him a visit. I'm honestly shocked Frankie doesn't even know who they are. The thing finally starts taking form like venom, turning into a spider again, and its terrifying transformation is complete. A poor Marine asks if it's a monster and gets obliterated with one deadly glare. The old man says it's been a while since he set foot on solid ground. Meanwhile, Sanji tells Vegapunk to dodge Kizaru's attack, and he barely manages to avoid it. But now they're in freefall with nothing to hold on to. Of course, Sanji only holds on to Bonnie. Kizaru's about to strike again, but Luffy shows up with that scary look on his face. Adam Sandler realizes Luffy's hitting the limit of Gear 5. Frankie asks Luffy to do something, but Kizaru blocks him. Luffy tries to punch Kizaru, who dodges, but didn't expect Luffy to already be there with another attack that smashes his face in. That's when the old man sees the famous Nika for himself, and Luffy, unfortunately, reaches his limit. Honestly, perfect timing for that to happen. The Vega tank crashes, sending everyone flying, and Sanji still won't let go of this 12-year-old girl. Vegapunk gets saved by Frankie, while poor Atlas is left to get wrecked all on her own. Saturn starts to approach, and Bonnie finally wakes up. He says he thought Vegapunk had already kicked the bucket, and Bonnie starts remembering everything he did to her father. She snaps, charges at Saturn with a sword, and I'm honestly shocked she actually managed to stab him out of sheer rage. For those not reading the manga, who do you think is going to stand up to Saturn and Kizaru now that Luffy's at his limit? If you want me to drop the next episode, just leave a comment saying Kizaru is Adam Sandler and smash that like button.